right, welcome back to another Spinato Spin. Great to be here. Always a super time whenever we get together, talk a little bit about what's going on in the world, what's going on in your life. Maybe just give you some ideas, some hints along the way. Just like cookie crumbs along the way, get you going, and maybe just light a fire. You never know. You never know what spark gets lit when you start hearing something positive. Going to be a straight positive talk. That's what we're all about. The weather's good today, amazing. We went from 1 degree to 50 to 60 degrees yesterday. Incredible weather in this area. But I'll tell you one thing we want to talk about. I want to talk about, we had this all planned for last week. The weather interrupted us last week. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl and that mentality of building up to the Super Bowl. And not so much about the game, just the concept of it. You got to have an imagination, right? Here's a thought for you. Let's get this party started in a positive way. Can you imagine how much different your life would be if you had 10 times more self-confidence in yourself? 10 times more self-confident. You'd probably walk a little different. You'd probably think a little different. You'd probably act a lot different, wouldn't you? Think about that. You have 10 times more self-confidence than you have right now. Powerful stuff. It's all a matter of believing. It's all a matter of saying certain things to yourself on a regular basis that gets you to start seeing the person you really want to be. Goth came up with a great quote a long time ago. It made a lot of sense. He said, "Look at me for what I am. I'll only get worse or I'll stay the same. But look at me for what I could be and I'll become what I should be." See, that's really what it comes down to. You got to look for the best in people. You got to look for things. That's what the imagination's all about. Can you imagine somebody with 10 times more self-confidence? Can you imagine somebody that's not afraid to try things? Can you imagine if somebody said, "Look, money's no object. What would you like to be doing now?" Money's no object, and on top of that, there's no chance of failure. What would you try now? See, that's imagination. That's imagination in a positive way, isn't it? When you think about what happens with a lot of people, they have desire, right? You got to have fire. We're talking about the Super Bowl. Now, think about Bill Belichick, all right? Everybody knows who Bill Belichick is about now, 66 years old. Just celebrated his 19th season as a Patriot coach. Actually gained general managership and all the important things he needs to do to put together a football team. Well, that gentleman had an idea. He had a vision, okay? Leaders have two jobs, okay? Real simple. A leader is supposed to create a plan, and then he's supposed to get other people to follow it. Well, that dude's been doing that, hasn't he? He's been creating plans, and people have followed it. That's how he wins championships. Well, you know what they look for, though, in people? What winners really look for? They look for other winners. You see, a lot of people that have come and gone through the Patriot system just didn't cut it. They weren't ready for the Bill Belichick way. They weren't ready for the Brady way. They weren't ready for it, so they get rid of them. They don't change their plans. They don't change things like that. If you got a person, the old saying, right? You can't change your people, right? You can't change somebody, you better get somebody else. That's the Patriot way. That's how they believe in winning. A lot of teams that have created great dynasties have done that. Well, what about you? What about you in your life? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What do you envision for yourself? What greatness do you see coming around the corner for yourself? You got to surround yourself with those people. We talk about desire. There it is, desire, chasing that carrot, getting hit by a stick, right? A carrot or the stick, what motivates you? Does it somebody telling you you're doing a great job, or somebody telling you can't do it, and you prove to them? Brady talked about this in the interview when he won. He said, or even before they had the game, they said to him, "What's going to motivate you, Tom? People patting you on the back, or people telling you you're no good?" And he said, "Tell me I'm no good. Tell me I'm no good. Keep telling me I can't make it." And that's what he does. He starts fighting his desire and getting himself going through that. One more. We got another one up there. Purpose. See, when Belichick and Brady and those guys sit down, they have a purpose. You know what their purpose is? To win the Super Bowl. To get in the Super Bowl. They want to win that Super Bowl because they believe they're supposed to be there. There's no doubt in their mind. See about that unshakable confidence? See about that unshakable belief? Think about all that mentality that they have about themselves. 10 times more confident than they are now, than you are right now. Start thinking about that. Here's one thing too about people that do great things and they're heroes. Don't look up to the hero. Look into the hero. Find out what makes them become a hero. What do they think? What do they do? How do they make themselves better and better every day? One more we got up there. We got two more actually. Objection. Of course, you're gonna hit a lot of objections. You're gonna hit bumps in the road, right? But you got to keep going. You got to keep following through. You know, one of the greatest examples I heard in a sales presentation, when you're talking with people and they say something that basically goes against what you want to do, you say feel, felt, found. That's the mentality. I understand how I feel. And then you tell them a lot of people have felt that way. Now, what you want to do at that point in time, you want to clarify that you understand how they feel. And once you explain to them how they feel and they agree, you say, look, feel, felt, found. Well, a lot of people have felt that way. Kind of like what the psychiatrist does to you when you're sitting on the chair and sitting on the bed or on the couch. They tell you, look, don't worry about it. You got a problem that a lot of people have. There's an easy way to fix that. Well, that's basically what you're doing when you overcome an objection. This is just a simple sales psychology. I'm just trying to get you to understand how it is when you face yourself and you start getting into problems, you start getting challenges. A lot of people have felt that way, okay? But here's what they found out. What'd they find out? You tell the person what they found out. You could sell yourself on yourself. You say, I'm sure a lot of people have been in my position before. I'm sure they felt this way. But here's what they found out. They busted through it. Look at Tom Brady, back to him again, right? He's a winner. He kept looking for his opportunities. And I'll tell you one last thing and we'll go with this. You know, touchdown, where's your end zone? Where are you going to get, where are you trying to get to? What is it going to look like when you get there? What's pay dirt for you? You got to have a clear, concise mental picture of where you're going to wind up and how you're going to get there and how you're going to feel when you get there. It's all a matter of taking yourself in the vision and the attitude that you're almost there. You're on your way. All you got to do is jump over a few hurdles and you're going to be there. It's always super talking to you tonight. Always super talking to you on Spinato Spin. And we'll catch up with you next time. And thanks a bunch for listening. Have a good night, everybody.